All right. I believe it's going. I believe it's going. Good morning. Welcome to yet another episode of Red Stone Lapis Lazuli. It is I, your host, Pogo Kiro. And happy holidays. Happy holidays to you. I don't know what holiday you're celebrating, but I hope you get to enjoy it. It's important. Here, let's go back. Back to game. Yes, buddy. Yes, buddy. So, let's see. My stream is excellent. Remember, be excellent to each other. Be excellent to each other. It's not always easy, right? In fact, a lot of times it's hard, and a lot of times, well, you can't really do it at that time. And like the excellence you have to be is in serving justice. Sometimes, like, but yeah, be excellent to each other. So here we go. Yeah, top chat. Make it all chat, live chat. I want to see it live because All right, ooh, chop chop chop. So yeah, here I am in the village in the morning. Everyone is being happy. Let's see, this way. No, I don't know. Let's just walk through the village. There was a footbridge around here somewhere. Where did I put it? It's over here. Okay. Yeah, so welcome. Happy Sunday, right? Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. What have I done? Right? So this thing here is 50 meters. Just for scale. That there is about 15 meters. my rough draft Statue of Liberty is 15 meters. So I'm like, what does that look like over there on the mountain if I were to like build it? And that's 50 meters, I think. Maybe a little bit taller. It would have to be taller because the Statue of Liberty isn't on the ground. It's on a base. Base. So I'd have to build a base, and then have to light it up because there would be lots of snow. But yeah, I was thinking about doing it, and thinking about doing it. And to do so, I need materials, right? Material conditions. So like I'm smelting down a lot of the copper that I got in order to get the materials necessary for this endeavor. But it'll be good. It took me quite a while to gather the materials, so it's not like it just magically appears. I mean, it could magically appear if I decided to go in creative mode, but then what's the point? I don't know. Yeah, I had to rework this a little bit and turn it sideways because in Minecraft there's these things called chunk borders. So you can see my previous problem was that I had this I had the unbreakable clock split into like 2 different chunks, maybe even 3 different chunks, 4 different chunks. I had it all split up, so that the problem is that when I move a certain distance away, one of the chunks will get unloaded, but the other chunk will still be loaded. So it would send a signal out and then into the unloaded chunk where it doesn't do anything because it's not loaded. So the clock would break and not work. So I had to rework everything to fit within one chunk. So that's why I made it all funky like this. But yeah, now it works. Now it works. It's all about the chunks, the invisible boundaries that surround Minecraft. The invisible borders. invisible borders. Yeah. So yesterday I went to the big protest, anti-Trump protest, hands-off protest, and it was pretty good. I think it was bigger than the last one. It stretched out to like 3 lights. There were so yeah, it was pretty good, and yeah, I went up and down. I went up and down chanting, Donald Trump is a bad man. Boom, 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 boom. Donald Trump is a bad man. Boom, 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 boom. Donald Trump is a bad man. Boom, 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 boom. Donald Trump, bad man, bad man, bad man. Yeah. It was fun. It was fun. I mean, I was exhausted. And my voice is all messed up today, but it was really good. And like, yeah, it's a lot of good people there, and it's nice to know that other Americans care about the Constitution and about rights, about our rights. That if they go after any of us, they're going after all of us. So, I didn't take any pictures because I was so busy like dancing around and stuff. Because yeah, I gotta keep the spirit up, keep the spirits high, and have fun. I mean, yeah, protesting can be like hardcore, but it could also be like fun. You want to keep it to be it can be a party. In fact, hey, that's funny. Yeah, it can be a party for sure. I'm sure, like, Donald Trump tried to use Photoshop and to say something about Abrego Garcia, and it was terrible. It was terrible what he did. He doesn't know what he was talking about. Here, look, I can do the same thing, and I did, right? I'm like, oh, look, there's Abrego Garcia meeting with Senator Van Hollen, and then look at the tattoos on his fingers. Let's see, where'd it go? Oh, I can't see it. If I can't see it, then I can't manipulate it. So here, I'm gonna do this real quick. I should just play in windowed mode, man. This is such a hassle. Ugh. Chunk chunk. And now it's not even there. Alright, here we go. Bring it, drag it back over here. Do this. Back into windowed mode, or into full screen. Borderless. Ba 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 ba. Okay, done. Okay. Look at Abrego Garcia, right? You see there's tattoos on his fingers. And when you look closely, what they mean, what it says is PLUR. Which, if you know from rave culture, from the party culture, that means peace, love, unity, and respect. That means Abrego Garcia is a hardcore raver. He likes to go to parties and dance. That's what it means. Oh my goodness! And look, mine's in color, so it looks even better than Donald Trump's Photoshop version. Like, that's the funny thing about making claims. Anyone can say anything. Anyone can say anything. You can say whatever you want, right? Freedom of speech. Say whatever you want. The issue is, like, who's got the credibility? Whose version of reality is closer to truth? So yeah, Donald Trump can say a bunch of stuff. I can say a bunch of stuff. You know how we resolve these differences? In court. How do you get to court? Through due process. Oh, due process? That thing that Donald Trump wants to get rid of? Yes, exactly that. Because then we can find out if Abrego Garcia's tattoos mean gang member or raver. Because, you know, Donald Trump and I both have the same amount of evidence. Who's to say who's the correct one? You have to work that out in court. And if you don't get to go to court, and the government says, "Oh, we don't need to go to court. I'm just gonna say something and then put you in prison." Well, now the government's deprived you of life and liberty without due process, and that goes against the 14th Amendment. What's the 14th Amendment say? Oh, dude, where'd it go? You didn't put it in here? You didn't put it in this? Ah, it's on the desktop. The 14th Amendment says, all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof. Ah, see, so there's 2 points to it, right? There's 2 points. So number one, first, before I even get into this, I am not a lawyer. I am not a lawyer. I am not a lawyer. Lawyers have specialized training to get through the American justice system. I don't know any of that. I've barely touched it. I've barely had to deal with it in my life. So I'm not a lawyer. Like, I'm just a guy trying to figure out stuff and dispel disinformation when I hear it. So we got this amendment that says all persons born or naturalized in the United States, born or naturalized. So someone born here and someone who immigrated here and then became naturalized, became a citizen, they are equal. They're the same. There's no difference between the two. If you're born or you're naturalized, they're the same thing before the law. And, here's the key, and subject to the jurisdiction thereof. So if a diplomat from France comes to the United States and with his diplomat wife, and they have a kid, the French diplomat ambassador, and they have a kid in the United States, is that kid American? No, because the jurisdiction belongs to France. So that kid would be French. Same thing with I think John McCain. John McCain was born overseas or something, but he was born on an American base to American parents. So he's American, even though he was born in like Panama or something. I don't remember what exactly. So yeah, you got to be subject to American laws as well as being born in or naturalized. Okay. So all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its any person. Do you see that? Any person, not just citizens, any person. That means Abrego Garcia. Is Abrego Garcia an American citizen? No. Is he any person? Any person at all? Yes. Therefore, nor shall any state deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. Any person. It doesn't matter if you're an immigrant, if you're a citizen, if you're a visitor, if you're an alien, if you're like anything. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You are given protection of the laws and you get due process. Any person. Not just citizens, any person. So it's funny because Joe Rogan was like coming out on the side of due process, and Joe Rogan's like not like, I guess I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer either, but But Joe Rogan, he was wrong about Trump. So, you know, what do you want? At least he's coming around, right? At least he's coming around. But even Joe Rogan is saying that due process is important. So, oh, you did that. Oh, man. Okay, you did do that. Why'd you do that? Okay. So, yeah. Man, I don't really have all that much. Because, well, yeah, I just don't have very... I have slides from last week, but I just did that last week. Oh, no, I did a show on Monday about Abrego Garcia. And at that time, it was relevant. But now, like, Senator Van Hollen went and saw Abrego Garcia. Oh, it was funny. That jerk, the president of El Salvador, Bekele, tried to set up the meeting between Abrego Garcia and Van Hollen, Senator Van Hollen. Tried to set it up like they were at a bar or something. He tried to put like glasses like they were margarita glasses, and then he tweeted out which is one thing, right? But then he tweeted out the picture. He himself tweeted out the picture and then suggested they were at a bar. So I used to give him the benefit of the doubt, and that benefit is now gone. That guy Bekele is a fucking jerk. That guy's no good. Bekele's no good. I don't know what he did in order to make El Salvador the safest country in Latin America. I don't know what he did. Maybe he went on like a killing spree, like the Philippine guy. Marcos is in now. It was Duerte was fighting the war on drugs, but he was just fucking killing people all over the place. He was just murdering people. And they didn't, and the people he murdered then couldn't get due process. They couldn't prove their innocence in court because Duerte fucking killed them. So if Bukele made El Salvador safe in the same way that Duerte fought the war on drugs, then he's a fucking murderer. He's a jerk, and like, I'm more apt to believe that he's a bad guy now because he tried to lie about the meeting between Abrego Garcia and Van Hollen. He tried to lie about it. Man, fucking some people are just evil. Like, why would he do that? Did you get paid, Bukele? Did they pay you to do it? Are you that poor that you'll lie and just like destroy your character for money? Not even destroy your character, but destroy someone else's life. Like, you're trying to fuck with an innocent man. Yeah, El Salvador, man, that guy sucks. Bukele, what a jerk. He's a liar. You can't trust him anymore. Like, I gave you the benefit of the doubt. Burn! Burn in the sun! Burn! That's right. Alright. Man, so a lot went on. A lot's happened. The Supreme Court voted 9-0 that Donald Trump couldn't just ship people off without due process. But the way that Roberts wrote it, the Chief Justice appointed by W. Bush, that would have been one of the worst presidents had not Trump come along. Like, that guy was terrible. Anyways, the way he wrote it, the way Roberts wrote it, was that you have to hesitate enough with the deportations to give time for the people to apply for habeas corpus, which is to say that they need to have due process, see a judge. Like, you have to give them time to see a judge, which is weird because in the other ruling, here, I'm gonna get more coffee. In the other ruling where Donald Trump got immunity, Roberts argued the opposite and said presidents must be able to act without hesitation. And now in this other ruling, he says they have to hesitate? He's not making sense. See, Roberts screwed himself. All the conservatives screwed themselves when they gave Trump immunity. Because now, Donald Trump is just going to do whatever he wants. He's going to take the power away from the Supreme Court. That's his goal. He's already trying to take power away from Congress by doing these tariffs. Because these tariffs aren't tariffs on other countries. Like, on other countries. It's not on them. They're not the ones who are going to pay it. The ones who are going to pay it are us. We, the people. So all those tariffs are taxes. And he's telling you how much he's going to raise the tax on items from certain countries. He's like, oh, you're getting your item from China? Your taxes are 240%. Like, oh, your tariffs are from Canada, or you're buying something from Canada? Now your American taxes that you pay are like 20, 30, 40%. I don't know. Like, it changes all the time, so I don't even know what's going on. So the thing is that the power of the purse and the money doesn't sit with the president. It sits with Congress, the legislature. But the Republicans in the legislature pretty much gave up their power of the purse and gave it to Donald Trump. So he's already taking the power from Congress, and now he's trying to take the power away from the judicial branch by being judge, jury, and executioner. So like the courts voted 9-0 that he had to give people habeas corpus, like due process. Donald Trump just couldn't ship people out of the country. Well, Donald Trump was going to do it anyways. In Texas, they had a bunch of people, Venezuelans. And remember, Venezuelans had a lot of those people from Venezuela were granted asylum rights because of Maduro. You know, Maduro is a bad guy in Venezuela. Like, I gave him the benefit of the doubt too, and then he kind of screwed it up. So anyways, yeah, they were here legally. And then all of a sudden, Donald Trump just cancels their visas for no reason. Just cancels their visas. Now they're here illegally, and then ICE rounded them up. And then he was going to ship them off to El Salvador. No due process, no seeing a judge, no nothing. Donald Trump determined they were guilty, and he was going to get them. So the ACLU found out and filed an emergency court meeting with a federal judge, and the district judge said, "Well, I hear what you're saying, but I can't do anything because of the Supreme Court." So the ACLU filed an emergency deal with the Supreme Court on a Friday night, and at 1 a.m. the Supreme Court answered. Saturday morning, 1 a.m. the Supreme Court answered 7-2. 7-2. No, Donald Trump, you cannot ship these people out. You can't ship anybody out from Texas or from your that spot. You can't ship anybody out until we work this out. Because Donald Trump is trying to take their power. How is it that the Supreme Court acted so quickly and at 1 a.m. at such strange hours? How could that be possible? Because the Supreme Court justices realized that their power is on the verge of being taken away from them by Donald Trump. When the conservatives gave Donald Trump immunity, they pretty much took away their own power. And so now they're trying to act as if I mean, like, they're trying to like hold on to what little they have left and then reassert what they lost. But it's a little bit late, guys. Like, it's a little bit late. You should have thought of this. Like, everyone told you this was going to happen to the Supreme Court, just the conservatives on the Supreme Court. Everyone knew this was going to happen. Like, but you did it anyways, you dumbasses. And it wasn't even a 9-0 ruling. It was 7-2. Who were the two people that agreed with Donald Trump? Alito and Thomas. Samuel Alito and Clarence Thomas, the two corrupt judges. They were willing to give away their power to Donald Trump. So yeah, it was crazy. So that happened Saturday morning. Like, and then with two other judges are moving towards contempt charges. So maybe it's true that Donald Trump has immunity because of the courts. But that immunity doesn't apply to anybody else that works for Donald Trump. Nobody else that works for Donald Trump gets immunity like Donald Trump. So the courts may not be able to arrest Donald Trump for contempt of court, but they can arrest all his other people. Everybody else who works for Donald Trump, they can arrest. And Donald Trump can't pardon that away because it's a civil contempt. It's civil. And Donald Trump's pardon power only applies to criminal. So, yeah, Donald Trump may be able to say, "Oh, I'm just going to ignore the Supreme Court." He can try, and then the court can just arrest everyone that works for Donald Trump. So he can make any commands he wants, but there'll be nobody there to carry them out. But who knows, right? Like, will the U.S. Marshals uphold the Constitution, or will the U.S. Marshals switch sides and join the coup? That's the question. What else do I got here? You know what I want to do? Real quick. I'm going to do this as fast as I can. Donald Trump recently tweeted out a thing against ranked choice voting. So I want to come back and encourage you to push for ranked choice voting. So what is ranked choice voting? It's different than what we have right now. What do we have right now? Right now, we have something called first past the post. So first past the post means no matter how many candidates there are, it doesn't matter how many candidates there are, you only get one vote. So that means the power of your vote gets more and more diluted the more candidates there are. So if you only have one vote and there's only two people you're voting for, your vote's pretty strong. But what if there's 5 people? What if there's 5? Suddenly your vote is diluted, because if you vote for one person, like, there's 4 other people along here, and then like that you don't get a say on. Like, because you might be into this person, but also into this person. But if you vote for this person's gonna lose, because when you do first past the post, there's only one round. All you do is look at the piles and see who has the most. So when you have just 2 people, it looks like that, right? Because it's a zero-sum game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have Kamala Harris and we have Donald Trump. So, but now you're going to have third parties coming into this deal. Now we have a third party, and the third party is Jill Stein. So you take a little tiny bit off of her and put on Jill Stein. And then you have another one, Cornel West. So now there's still 5 on the left, but it's split up between 3 people. And then yeah, over here in Donald Trump, you had JFK, RFK Jr. So when you have first past the post, this is what it looks like. Like any other parties in a first past the post system are going to hurt the party they're closest to. Because people voting for Jill Stein or Cornel West, we're never going to vote for Donald Trump. They were going to vote for Harris. But now they have new choices, and so it dilutes the vote. Same thing with RFK Jr. Like, nobody who votes for RFK Jr. was going to vote for Harris, but they might have voted for Donald Trump, but instead they're going to vote for him. So that's what. So yeah, this is what it looked like, right? So there's something called Duverger's Law. Duverger's Law. What that says is, anytime you have a first past the post system, any third party is going to hurt the party they're closest to and help the party they're furthest from. Anybody. So that's just the law. It's not like they write it down like that. It's just the logic of the system. When you only have one vote, your vote is very weak. You have a weak vote. In first past the post system, your vote is weak. The more people come into the campaign, into the contest, the less powerful your vote becomes. So, if you're an enemy of democracy, if you're just playing the game like as hard as you can, like and you're Donald Trump, you want more candidates to the left of Harris, because you understand more candidates to the left of Harris means more of the vote gets diluted and just weakens Harris. Now, I'm not just making this up, right? Donald Trump himself knows about it. Where is it at? I had it. And I didn't move it over because I was like, oh, I don't need to. Oh, yeah, here it is.
So we got this poll last night from Rasmussen, and it was they also did it like with Kennedy and with the other ones in there. Cornel West. He's one of my favorite candidates, Cornel West.
Why? Why would Donald Trump say Cornel West is one of his favorite candidates? Cornel West is like far to the left of Donald Trump. He's way over here. Why would Donald Trump say he likes Cornel West? Does Donald Trump understand Duverger's Law? Yes! Yes, he does. Donald Trump understands in a first past the post system, any third party candidate is going to hurt the one they're closest to. So Cornel West is closer to Kamala Harris than he is to Donald Trump. Therefore, Cornel West is going to take votes away from Harris. He knows this. He knows this.
And I like her also, Jill Stein. I like her very much. You know what?
You know why? You know why he likes Jill Stein? Why? So he likes Cornel West on the left, and he likes Jill Stein on the left of Harris. Two candidates further left than Harris. Does he like Harris? No! He hates Harris. Why would Donald Trump like these two people? And he'll tell you why. Remember Duverger's Law. Duverger's Law says that any third-party candidate will hurt the party that they're closest to. So tell me, Donald Trump, why do you like Jill Stein and Cornel West? Why?
Much. You know why? She takes 100% from them.
She takes 100% from them. Who's them? Who's them? It's not Donald Trump. The them he's talking about is Harris. She takes 100% away from Harris. Every vote that goes to Jill Stein would have went to Harris had Jill Stein not been in the race. But because of the logic of Duverger's law, because of the first past the post system, the more candidates you have, the weaker your vote becomes. And Duverger's law says that any third-party candidate is going to hurt the person they're closest to. That's why he likes Jill Stein, because she takes 100% from them, from Kamala Harris.
He takes 100%. Kennedy's probably...
So he takes 100%. Cornel West, 100% of Cornel West votes are taken from Harris. Because in a first past the post system, it will naturally default to two parties. And any third party candidate will hurt the party they're closest to, and therefore help the party they're furthest from. Every fucking time. Donald Trump knows this. Now wait a minute. What about Robert F. Kennedy Jr.? Robert F. Kennedy Jr. At first, he was supported by the Trump campaign. His campaign was supported by the Trump campaign at first. But why? Why would Donald Trump support Robert F. Kennedy? Because at first, he believed, what would RFK Jr. do? He believed RFK Jr. would take 100% of the votes away from Harris. He believed that. So again, the more he could dilute the vote on the left, the better off he is relatively in first past the post system. It's so simple. It's so simple. So listen to him.
Probably 50-50, but he's a fake. Kennedy's probably 50-50, but
oh, see, that's the thing. When it's Jill Stein, or when it's Jill Stein, or when it's Cornel West, they take 100% of votes away from Harris. But when it's Kennedy, maybe it's 50-50. Maybe he takes 50 votes away from Harris. Maybe he takes 50% of the votes away from Trump. And Trump doesn't like getting his votes taken away from him. So therefore, Trump is going to attack this guy. He wants Robert F. Kennedy to be bad, or is bad. He's going to say she's bad. He likes Cornel West, even though he's far left. He likes Jill Stein, even though she's far left, but he doesn't like Kennedy, even though he's further to the right than Donald Trump. But why? Because he takes 50% of the votes away from Donald Trump. That's why. And
he takes 100%. Kennedy's probably 50-50, but he's a fake. He's a fake. He's a total fake. You don't. So that's why the Donald Trump team approached Kennedy and said, hey, dude, if you drop your campaign, we'll give you a job in the government. And RFK Jr. said, okay, buddy, I'll drop my campaign and you give me a job in the government. And he did. He sued in a lot of states. He sued in order to take his name off the ballot. Why would he want to take his name off the ballot? Because he takes 50% of the votes away from Donald Trump. Duverger's law. Duverger's law. You can't get away from it in first past the post. It owns you. It owns you. This thing here owns you in first past the post. So I should have just stuck over here. But yeah, Cornel West, Jill Stein, Kamala Harris, Donald. So RFK Jr. was hurting Donald Trump. So Donald Trump bribed him to drop his campaign. Because of Duverger's law. How do we get out of this? Like, it's a problem, right? Because not everyone agrees with Kamala Harris. They agree with 80% of what she says, but they don't 100% agree with her. And so, yeah, the temptation to vote for Jill Stein or Cornel West is there, but it's not going to help you. It's not going to help you at all. It's going to hurt you if in first past the post. So what that does is it creates weird, messed up government that doesn't reflect the people. It's the vote is not a accurate reflection of the people because they're so constrained by their choices, by Duverger's law. How do we get out of this? What is the way to break this? And that's ranked choice voting. Ranked choice voting. You want to know why Donald Trump doesn't like ranked choice voting? Because he can't do his shenanigans like he did over here. He can't say, oh, I like Jill Stein, I like Cornel West. He can't do that anymore. He cannot hurt other parties by adding new candidates.
it doesn't work anymore. And so he loses a method to manipulate the vote. So he doesn't like it. Same thing with mail-in voting. Donald Trump hates mail-in voting. Why? Because there are so many ways you can discourage and suppress the vote when people have to show up in person. Like you remember when oh, don't blow up. Do you remember when in Georgia or in the South, I don't know where, but they have to vote in person. And if you live in a black majority district, what happens is you don't have enough polling places. So that means you have to wait in line for like 8 hours to vote. 8 hours to stand in line just to vote. Now, if you're rich and white, you have plenty of polling stations. You can vote real quick, and it's not a hassle, not a problem. But if you're a black American and you live in a black majority district, the power system, white supremacy, on purpose sets it up so that it takes hours for you to vote. Well then, all right. So people will adapt. People adapt. So what happened was people would go up and down the line and give people free water and maybe even food, because you're sitting there forever and it's hot, or it could be hot, I don't know, but yeah, free water, so you don't have to to better endure the wait just to vote. Well, they passed a law to outlaw people giving people water in line. Meanwhile, Elon Musk is literally paying people money to go vote. Literally paying people money. Twice. He did it twice. He did it in Wisconsin and he did it in Pennsylvania. And are there any laws to stop him from literally paying people money to vote? No, he gets away with it because he's a rich white person. He's an oligarch. And Republicans love oligarchs because they don't love democracy. So yeah, there's a method of double standard there for sure. But that can only work when you have to vote in person. What happens when there's mail-in voting? When you can't limit people's ability to vote by constraining their time or their place? When you can't constrain people's time or place, when you can't intimidate people at the polling station, when you can't make it miserable to vote, when you can't implement poll taxes or literacy tests, then people get to vote and you don't have power. They're all rebels, dude. They're all Confederate rebels. That's what they are. It's the reincarnation of the Confederacy. The Republican Party is the reincarnation of the Confederacy. I saw this clip of a movie called Dr. Strangelove, and it is the perfect example of it was the perfect example of Elon Musk. Where'd it go? Damn it, dude. Hold on. View. Large. Medium icons. Just so I can... No, large. I can't see that. My eyes are not what they used to be.
Well, I would hate to have to decide who stays up and who goes down.
Well, that would not be necessary, Mr. President. Could easily be accomplished with a computer. And the computer could be set and programmed to accept factors from youth, health, sexual fertility, intelligence, and a cross-section of necessary skills. Of course, it would be absolutely vital that our top government and military men be included to foster and impart the required principles of leadership and tradition.
Well, I would hate to have to decide.
That is Elon Musk with his AI. Elon Musk is going around trying to get as many women as he can pregnant with his because he's got some fetish about spreading his seed everywhere. Yeah, dude, Elon Musk is a Nazi. that guy, Doctor Strangelove, is a Nazi. Elon Musk is a Nazi, and they talk the same. Elon Musk wants to set up AI to run the government, and he wants to set up a society where he can impregnate women with his babies. So it's so stupid. But yeah, but they called it way back in whatever date that was that Doctor Strangelove came out. What a good movie. I didn't even know. Yeah, prison without due process is a concentration camp. Yes. Most of the concentration camps in Nazi Germany were not in Germany. They were in other countries. So yeah, the Donald Trump clown regime, orange clown regime, is creating concentration camps in El Salvador to send people with no due process. Again, it's one thing to deport people and then they walk off the plane and they're just like there. It's another thing to deport people and then to a prison. Like, just send you to a prison. Like, that's crazy. Like, we've been talking about Abrego Garcia, but nobody should be going to a foreign fucking prison, especially without due process. Nobody, we shouldn't be sending anyone to a prison. Directly to a prison. That's a concentration camp. What else do I got? I mean, I got this big ass court case thing. Da 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 da. I don't know, man. Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. I mean, like, interesting. It's like the people are getting more and more activated. I think that's good. That's a good sign. Like, will it be enough? I don't know. But props to Senator Van Hollen, dude, for stepping up and saving people. Like, that's what the Democrats should be doing. Is what Senator Van Hollen's doing. More and more and more. I mean, in the Senate, they need to be slowing it down as much as possible. It should be at a crawl. Because Donald Trump is not legitimate. He's not a legitimate president. He's illegitimate. It's clear he doesn't follow the Constitution. I mean, we knew that when he tried to overthrow the government on January 6, 2021. We already knew he wasn't on board with the Constitution. He's a dictator. We already knew that. Republicans, stupid Republicans may not have realized it, you know, but we can't be blamed for their stupidity. Like, everyone else knew that he was a traitor. Anyways, first, ranked choice voting is fantastic. We're gonna, like, there's no going back to normal. Like, there's no normal to go back to. Like, normal before was fucked up. It was broken. Like, so we got to start thinking about what the structure is that we're gonna have in the future. And I think a big part of it is gonna be ranked choice voting. We got to have a way of strengthening our vote, and the ranked choice voting is a way of doing that. Instead of just voting for one person in ranked choice voting, you get to rank them. And if the person you vote for loses, like doesn't make it, it doesn't mean your vote is lost. It means it moves to your number 2 person. And we keep doing that until we find a candidate that most people are okay with. 50%. Or more. Ranked choice voting is the way to go. It just eliminates one more way they try to manipulate the vote. with Duverger's law. It's so simple. It's so simple why we should do this. Like, it kills me that we didn't do it. Like, Oregon and Nevada both rejected it last election. It's like, no, we like getting our vote manipulated. Pfft. No, I just don't think people understood what was going on. They don't understand because it's kind of complicated. You can't really tell someone this in a slogan. Like, all you can say is it makes your vote more powerful because now your vote is weak. But ranked choice voting will make your vote more powerful and make the government more reflective of the people. Alright, well, that'll do it for me. I guess it's going to be a short show. Happy holidays. Enjoy your day. And I will catch you next time. Peace. But go kiddo out. Stop.